Hey friends, welcome to English World with Preeta Uttaman. This is part 2 video of direct indirect speech, also called reported speech. In part 1 video of direct indirect speech, we learned narration, the act of reporting the words of the speaker, that there are two ways of saying what someone else said in the past. We learned the rules that we have to follow when converting statements from direct to indirect speech. We also practiced few sentences converting statements from direct to indirect speech. I have provided the link of part 1 video of direct indirect speech in the description box. Friends, please do watch. In part 2, we learn reporting questions. We're also going to practice few sentences. So stay with me till the end. Before we move on, I'd like to point out slight differences between say and tell. Say and tell is the verb form in the present tense. In the past, it becomes said and told. Look at this example with say. He said that he was tired. The teacher said that she was leaving. Both these sentences are in indirect speech. Now let's look at these sentences with tell. He told me that he was tired. The teacher told her students that she was leaving. Now let's compare these examples with say and tell. When you use tell, you must have a person following. Here, he told me that he was tired. Me is the person following tell. Here, me is the recipient, the receiver of the message. So, me is indirect object here. In the second sentence, the teacher told her students that she was leaving. Her students is indirect object. So we have to keep in mind with tell, we must always have a person following. And that's the most important difference. With tell, you must have an indirect object. It could be name or a pronoun. Now let's learn how to report questions from direct to indirect speech. Look at this example. What do you want? She asked. Now how do you report it? The answer is she asked me what I wanted. The first thing to note here is that we have used the reporting verb ask and not say or tell. Just like in statements, we have changed the pronoun from you to I and backshifted the tense. Want has become wanted. There is no time or place expression here, but if there are any, we would change that too. So when going from direct to indirect speech, we have kept the question word what. She asked me what. But we have removed the auxiliary verb do. So you becomes I and want becomes wanted. So here we have a statement, not a question. I wanted. This has the same order as past simple tense statement. So we don't put a question mark at the end of a reported question. Notice there's only full stop. So these are the rules that we need to keep in mind while reporting questions. We need to use question report verb like we have used ask here. We need to change the pronoun, backshift the tense, change the time and place expression if there is any. We have to use statement word order. So she asked me what I wanted. Now coming to the next example, John asked, where did you go yesterday? Now let's convert this. So we begin with John asked. Then comes the question word were. So John asked, were. Now the direct speech question is in simple past tense. So we need to backshift simple past to past perfect tense and put it in a statement form. So John asked where I had gone the day before. So we have used the question word were. John asked were and removed the auxiliary verb did. We have changed the pronoun from you to I. Go has become had gone, past perfect. Yesterday, that is a time expression, has changed to the day before. So John asked where I had gone the day before. Friends, the rules are explained in detail in part 1. Please do watch. Next example. Are they going tomorrow morning? He asked. You'll notice there's something different about it. Yes, there's no question word like what, where, why, etc. So this is a yes-no question. So how do we convert this to reported speech? So we start with the reporting verb he asked. Since we don't have a question word, we'll use if or whether. So I'll use if. He asked if. Then we put rest of the sentence in the form of a statement. And we backshift the tense. He asked if they. So are going present continuous changes to past continuous were going. He asked if they were going the next morning. So tomorrow morning is a time expression, so we change it to the next morning. So he asked if they were going the next morning. Now we are going to practice reporting few questions. So stay with me till the end. Number 1, he asked her, why is the officer leaving? How would you change it? Give a try. So we begin with, he asked her why. Now we need to convert the question into a statement form. The direct speech is in present continuous tense. We backshift that to past continuous. So is leaving becomes was leaving. He asked her why the officer was leaving. Number 2, when will they get here? She asked her friends. Give a try. She asked her friends when they would get there. Will changes to would, and here, that is a place expression, becomes there, and that is a rule. So she asked her friends when they would get there. Now coming to example 3. Jack asked me, have you received the letter? Why don't you try, friends? Jack asked me whether I had received the letter. We have used whether because this is a yes-no question. You could also use if. The present perfect question have received in direct speech is backshifted to past perfect had received in indirect speech. Jack asked me whether I had received the letter. Number 4. Why didn't you attend the meeting? The boss questioned. The boss questioned why I hadn't attended the meeting. The question in direct speech here is a past simple tense negative form. We backshift it to a past perfect negative form. So the answer is the boss questioned why I hadn't attended the meeting. Number 5. Who has taken all the books? Asked Till. Yeah, give a try. Till asked who had taken all the books. Has taken has changed to had taken. Number 6. He asked, how long should I wait here? The answer is, he asked how long he should wait there. Remember, should does not backshift, it remains the same. And here has changed to there. It is a place expression. Number 7. Does this hospital have a canteen? The patient inquired. The patient inquired whether the hospital had a canteen. So this is a yes-no question. So I have used whether this time. You could also use if. The question is in present simple tense and it is backshifted to past simple. So the patient inquired whether the hospital had a canteen. Friends, I hope you could follow. We continue direct indirect speech in the next video. Requests, instructions or advice will be done in part 3. For watching more grammar lessons, do visit the link provided in the description box. Thank you, friends.